The First Amendment to the United States Constitution is part of the Bill of Rights. The amendment prohibits the making of any law respecting an establishment of religion, impeding the free exercise of religion, abridging the freedom of speech, infringing on the freedom of the press, interfering with the right to peaceably assemble, or prohibiting the petitioning for a government redress of grievances. Originally, the First Amendment applied only to laws enacted by the Congress. However, starting with Gitlow versus New York, 268 U.S. 652 in 1925, the Supreme Court has held that the Due Process Clause of the 14th Amendment applies the First Amendment to each state, including any local government. This is Scott Spears, and this is a new edition of the Spears Report, and a very important edition as far as I'm concerned on the First Amendment. Started out there reading the First Amendment and also giving a little background on it, that it does go state-wide. It's not just applying to Congress, it's applying to the state. The reason I bring this up is I am fairly worried that we are losing the First Amendment in this country to a certain degree. Freedom of the press is gone. I mean, I could sit here and tell you why freedom of the press is gone, but I think you can turn on the television and easily figure that out for yourself. They keep you away from things they don't want you to see. They don't answer your questions. And this is what I really hate, and we all say this in the media, but politicians, people in government, so on and so forth, kind of make the media out to be the enemy, which I've never really understood. Because to be honest to you, I don't really get this media bias thing unless you're giving an out-and-out opinion. If you say, I am going to vote for such and such, or you should vote for such and such for this reason, now that is bias. Absolutely, that's media bias. But if you're just giving the facts, and the facts are true, how are you biased? I mean, in Ohio here, we had a very interesting thing in the last gubernatorial election as it were. Kasich had a past that was kind of sketchy when it came to some things he'd gotten in trouble for. And people in Ohio were reporting on this. Now, it was fact, but somehow it got turned into the fact that they were even reporting on it was bias because it was hurting his campaign. That's not media bias. If it happened, then you can report on it. That's the whole point of media, to bring the truth to the people. That is the media's one weapon, the truth, the ability to ask questions. I don't understand this whole idea that people are turned against the media by the politician. The politician will get up there and say, that person shouldn't have asked that. Why not? There's no such thing as an indiscreet question. Faye Emerson said that, a great Washington journalist. And there is no such thing as an indiscreet question, because you know what? If I ask somebody a question, anything, they have the ability to say none of your business. You know why they don't want that? Because if they say none of your business, then it looks like they have something to hide. And maybe they do have something to hide. I don't know. But this whole idea of media bias is really stupid, and it really impedes on our First Amendment right to freedom of the press. The press should never be turned away from anything. The people are smart enough in this country to make up their own mind. Enough of that, because the thing I really wanted to address in this First Amendment was the right to peaceably assemble and how it affects the Wall Street, things going on in Wall Street in the protests. And also, here in Ohio, we have a weird thing going on right now I'm going to talk about in just a minute. But if those people on Wall Street are not causing harm to anybody, it's their right to do that. It's their First Amendment right to do that. You don't have to agree with what they stand for. You don't have to agree with why they are there, but you have to let them do it, because that is part of our government. That's what makes it great. Now, I'm going to spend less time on that because I really want to spend time on what's going on here in Ohio. And I am not telling anybody how to vote on issue 2 because that's your own mind and your own thing. But here's the problem I have with issue 2, and it's the thing on letting the unions collectively bargain and making striking illegal in Ohio. Okay, collective bargaining, I'm not really sure how I feel about that, so I can't say anything about that. If you're for collective bargaining, good. If you think it should not happen, good. Make your mind up on that alone. But the fact that we have put in this bill and have put in this law in Ohio that it is illegal to strike, you cannot make it illegal to strike. Now, if you're striking and you're attacking people from going to work, or you're attacking people for crossing a picket line, yes, that can be, that's bad, very bad. But the mere act of striking to make it illegal, because in issue 2, it does not define this. It does not say what is illegal and is not illegal. It just says it is illegal to strike. That is a violation of your constitutional right. You can strike peaceably in this country for anything. You can go out there and you can say, this is wrong. That is your right. And don't you let anybody tell you any differently. The fact that this is in this issue is absolutely amazing to me. I think making it illegal, and you've got to understand what illegal means. Illegal is not just go home. Illegal is we can arrest you. We can put this on your record as the same as anything. You cannot make it illegal to strike. You can make it illegal to harm somebody. You can make it illegal to threaten somebody. And in fact, those things are illegal, but you cannot make it illegal to strike. That is a violation of the First Amendment, and whether you agree with collective bargaining or not, the people in Ohio have got to wake up to this. Collective bargaining, let's talk about that separately. The right to strike, that is peaceably assembling, and you are allowed to do that by the First Amendment. The fact that that word, strike and illegal, are in the same sentence is ridiculous. Wake up to it, and wake up to it fast. Now, I know some people will take that bad, and I'm sorry if you do, but it is your right. And remember this, the First Amendment in this country is not there to protect speech that you like and agree with. If I agree with you and I like what you're saying, I'm not going to speak out against you. It's the people who are speaking things that you don't like that amendment protects. And that's what's great about the United States. We can say anything we want. We can do anything we want as long as we're not hurting other people. You can call the president every name in the book. You can call any past president any name in the book as long as you don't try to harm them. That is what the United States is about. You can march on Washington. You can do it for civil rights. You can do it for voting rights. You can do it for gay rights. You can do it for anything you want to do. That is your right. And by goodness, you better wake up to that, because when they start stepping on the Bill of Rights, I don't know what they'll step on next. Scott Spears here. ScottSpears3@gmail.com if you'd like to email me. Until next time.